Hello everybody, welcome back to the Gaming Lounge. This is Esfar, your host, and today we're going to be going over the new deck I've been using. Now this is a deck that Nemesis played a while ago. I just didn't have the Evolution Knight when he first came out. I didn't have enough shards, so I finally got enough free shards to upgrade him, and I've been using him in my decks. So let's go ahead and just start watching the replay. I'm currently on a 7-win streak with this deck with the Evolution Knight. Now I do like the Evolution cards. I think they're pretty balanced now. Now when they first came out with Firecracker, Evolution Barbarians, and the Warrior Giant, we saw that they were pretty overpowered, especially the RG and Firecracker. It was just insanely, like, a Firecracker would just destroy a tower in like 2 shots. But now that they've been out and that Supercell has gotten their money from them, we've like with the Warrior Recruits. I think the Warrior Recruits is pretty balanced. I think it makes the Warrior Recruits a little bit stronger than what they usually are, but you can still defend against them. And so, yeah, and we saw the same thing with Champions. When Champions came out, with the Archer Queen. Archer Queen was extremely overpowered. I mean, you play Queen in the pocket, and you do the ability, and she takes down the tower in like 3 seconds when she first came out. And so we're seeing the same thing with the evolutions. Now I do like the evolutions because I just view the evolutions as champions. I feel like Supercell didn't want to create a bunch of new champions and just saturate the cards with champions plus regular cards. So I think because we haven't really seen any new champions since Monk, and I think that's because they are using these evolutions as champions, and I think that's pretty smart because they're taking cards that or at least commons, and they're giving them a unique ability, such as a cycle. You cycle them enough for them to be evolved, which they're a little bit more powerful. And to me, when the evolution version of the card is like a champion. So, but yeah, so this guy, I mean, he's gotten 2 pumps down. This guy should have won. Honestly, I'm not sure how I beat him. Because he had 2 pumps down, he had a E-Dragon behind his Golem, and he also has his Evolution Barbarians split pushing. But now that the Evolution Barbarians have gotten nerfed, they're not as strong. All you have to do is fireball them, and you can pretty much defend the tower. Now, luckily, I had my Evolution Knight to defend against this push, because the Evolution Knight, the reason why the Evolution Knight has saved Pekka Bridge Spam was because he's a really strong tank once he becomes evolved, and it only takes 2 cycles for the knight to become evolved. And I also think the regular knight is pretty tanky in itself. It's tankier than the ghost, it's tankier than the Dark Prince, and it's only 3 mana. So the cycle, the synergy behind it is still pretty good. Now all I really had to do was just play the Magic Archer. I didn't have to do the battle ram, but time was almost out, and so I did it anyways. And so this was the first game against OGC. I was able to clean up a Golem. Usually Golem counters Pekka, but with Evolution Knight, it's actually winnable now, which is pretty good. So that was the first game that we're going to show. The second game, now, I played horrifically this game. I should have lost. I'm not sure how I end up beating this guy, but we'll just watch the replay. This is against IS Max, and he's playing Pekka Battle Ram. And like I said, I should have lost this game. I played extremely, I played horribly. So there's no excuse of how I played. So I played the battle ram, tried to get some split push damage going. I'm actually ahead. That was a really good play to play the battle ram since he played his Pekka. I go ahead and play my Pekka. I completely missed the timing on my knight, so that his Pekka is still attacking my Pekka instead of the knight. And so this fireball, man, I completely missed the timing of the E-Wiz, and the bandit just dashes right through it. So I just used fireball on absolutely nothing. So this is kind of why I should have lost the game. He pretty much takes my tower completely down since I missed that fireball. So he goes and plays Battle Ram. Since he plays Battle Ram, I just play since he played his Ram Rider, I just go ahead and play my Battle Ram on the left-hand side. And now I have no mana, and I have a giant Pekka coming towards my Princess Tower. So He goes in and plays Ghost in front of it, which is actually a really good play because his Ghost is gonna, his, you know, his, my Pekka is gonna have to take 3 shots to kill his Ghost, and now I'm down 2 towers. So actually, I'm not down 2 towers, but I'm down pretty much a tower and a half, or tower and 2/3, because my tower only has 1,199 HP left, and he has a tower at 3,000 and one at 2,000, 2,700. And so I'm in a very tough spot to win this game. I kind of gave up mentally in this game, so I was just like, whatever happens, I'll try to win. If he messes up and I have an opening to win, then cool. But at this point, I didn't really care about winning this game. And I was 2 games away from getting into Warrior Champion from my promotion from Grand Champion to Warrior Champion. Um, but that's why I wasn't too concerned because I knew that I was on a huge winning streak. So if I lost this game, it wouldn't have been that bad. He does a pretty good job playing his Magic Archer on the bridge to get the splash damage, and I did a pretty good job on the timing so that my Magic Archer can clean up his Magic Archer. And this is why I'm talking about Evolution Knight. So Evolution Knight is tankier than the Pekka when he's evolved, and so he's just gonna go ahead and with the E-Wiz behind it and with the Magic Archer, I'm just gonna completely take down that tower. And then I went ahead and played the Knight. I kind of misplayed the Knight, but I was afraid. I mean, we got 5 seconds. His tower is at 800. You know, I end up getting the 3 crown in the last second, but I mean, I misplayed a lot, and luckily he gave me the ability to come back and to take the victory. This one was against a Hog Rider deck, and so I mean, now that with these October nerfs, we're seeing a lot more different types of decks being used, especially kind of in the mid ladder / top ladder. Before it was just Lava Hounds, the minor bomb cycle deck, bomb tower deck, and Hog Riders. That's pretty much all I was fighting. But last season I had a really bad time. I couldn't really find a deck to play. As you guys know, I love Pekka Bridge Spam. I love using Pekka. I love the cards around it, and it's just kind of sucks that it's not a very good deck right now. Luckily, with the Evolution Knight, it's now playable. Like, it actually has matchups to where I can win the matchups now. I just don't think I was good enough with the Ghost version or with the Dark Prince, just because having a Evolution in your deck is really important. It gives you such a good advantage because all of the evolutions and the current meta decks, like Firecracker, it's extremely good still, and Hog Earthquake, because it gives you that extra damage. Royal Giant decks still have the advantage against Pekka Bridge Spam because of the Fisherman, and the Royal Giant is the evolution, and that's the win condition. And you got Zappies and you got Hunter. I still think the Royal Giant deck is a very strong deck. So, and it's still used in top ladder. And there's still people using a lot of Hog Rider decks. There's the Hog Tesla with the Executioner. So, and it's actually pretty cool that people are using the Executioner now, because not a lot of people were using the Executioner, but now he's actually becoming pretty popular since a lot of people were using Lava Hounds and Graveyards and stuff. So I do like to see that the meta has been changing since this new season has came out, and it's been nice. So I was able to go ahead and take that tower with the bomb tower with the battle ram push. He didn't have his cannon up in time, and it was able to bypass his giant skeleton, and my Pekka still had a good life in order to kill the giant skeleton while tanking the tower, so that my ram could take the tower pretty much. So my battle ram. So I mean, just look at the Evolution Knight. He's on the Keen Tower, just going at it. So yeah. So I just hope you guys are having a good season. It's the beginning of October. The balance change just came out. I'm extremely happy to see the bomb tower get nerfed. That thing was just everywhere. It was in every matchup, and I just don't like buildings. I think buildings are a little bit too strong, but the fact that they're starting to nerf buildings buildings and making them less reliable. That makes me happy. So let's go ahead and show you one more replay against a Mega Knight deck. And yeah, and this is against Adversaries, against Advantage MX AK. And so I like having the Knight in my starting hand because I like getting him rotated already. You know, it's only 3 mana, so they can't really, you know, counter push you, or they can't really do anything if you play the Knight in the back. And it's a mini tank. It's a pretty good tank in order to you know, play as a first card. So as you guys know me, I hate wasting elixir. So I like to, you know, once I get to 10 elixir, I like to play it. And so I was able to get some pretty good chip damage with the Bandit and with the Magic Archer. I was able to get his tower to 2,379 in the first minute of the game, which is really important for Pekka Bridge Spam to get early damage and to get an early lead. Because if it goes into overtime, the only thing we have is Fireball to try to get more damage on the tower. If we have to win by, you know, sudden death by having, you know, more life on our towers, the only thing we have is just Fireball. So this was kind of an awkward position I was put in because I'm not very good with the zap. I zapped way too early, and the Bandit just dashes through the zap. I was about half a second off on because you have to wait. You have to either zap so that their Bandit doesn't get the dash and your Bandit dashes onto their Bandit, or you have to do it after the 2 Bandits dash, then you zap. That way your Bandit wins the exchange. So I still got to practice that timing. But yeah, so like I was saying last season, since I didn't have the Evolution Knight, I couldn't really play Pekka Bridge Spam. I tried. I was just losing every battle, and I was just getting tilted, and it just wasn't very fun because, you know, if you're not using a Evolution, you're kind of at a disadvantage. I was trying to use a Firecracker and Pekka Bridge Spam, and just when the Firecracker was overpowered, it worked out very well. But oh, this was insane. Like, I didn't really know what to do, so I kind of panicked E-Wiz on top of it because I didn't want to waste the Evolution Knight. And that's the nice thing about these Evolution cards is I only have the ability to use the Evolution Knight once or twice in a game because that's how long it takes to cycle the Evolution Knight. So you actually have to be smart with when you actually play the Evolution. Unless you're playing like a cycle deck and you're playing like skeletons or bats, or you get enough cycles to where you get like 6 cycles through a game, you know. But in Pekka Bridge Spam with the Evolutions, you know, either if it's Firecracker, Barbarians, or Knight, you only get it about 2 times max. So yeah, and so those were the replays that got me into Lunar Champion. As you guys can see, last season I was pretty tilted. I ended at 1,341, the lowest I ever ended at. At one point, I just was losing games on purpose, and I got down to 211 in Ultimate Champion, and then I couldn't lose any more trophies because I was fighting against other people who were D-ranking as well. And it was kind of funny because when you get that low in Ultimate Champion, it takes like 45 minutes to find a game. So after I was untilted, I was able to get back up to 1,300 before the season ended. But I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you next time.